99-year-old judge sidelined. Supreme Court's shocking silence. A deeply troubling decision from the U.S. Supreme Court has set a dangerous precedent, leaving a 99-year-old federal judge in an outrageous and unconstitutional limbo. Judge Pauline Newman, a fixture on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit since 1984, has been subjected to an unconstitutional suspension by her own colleagues. The basis for this suspension, a supposed lack of mental competency, a claim anyone who knows Judge Newman understands is utterly absurd. At 99, she remains remarkably sharp and fully capable of outworking many of her younger peers. Yet, this suspension has barred her from hearing any cases amounting to an effective and unconstitutional impeachment and removal from office. The Supreme Court's refusal to even hear her appeal has only intensified the scandal. This alarming situation began several years ago, following some brief fainting spells Judge Newman experienced. Her colleagues, led by Chief Judge Kimberly Moore, then convened a panel to determine Newman's competency. The glaring issue: the Constitution grants federal judges lifetime tenure to ensure their independence, and only Congress holds the power of impeachment. Moreover, the judges on Moore's handpicked panel, which even included Moore herself, were essentially witnesses to Newman's daily conduct, serving in the same building. This was nothing short of a kangaroo court, a farcical setup where the jury already knew all the facts. Judge Newman, in an effort to prove her fitness, submitted to evaluations by 3 independent experts. All of them concluded she was of sound mind and fully capable of performing her judicial duties. Despite this overwhelming evidence, Moore and her panel have allowed the indefinite suspension to continue. Chief Judge Moore has attempted to downplay the severity of this action, even claiming Newman could still attend court Halloween parties, as if a federal judge's role is to eat ice cream, not decide crucial cases. While chief judges do have some leeway to temporarily remove judges during investigations of serious misconduct, Newman's case is nothing like that. Compare her situation to someone like Samuel Kent, a judicial disgrace who was legitimately suspended for sexual abuse, eventually resigned, and went to prison. Judge Newman, on the other hand, has always upheld the highest integrity and done everything possible to demonstrate her mental acuity. Yet, for her colleagues, it's never enough, and she remains banished, thanks to the Supreme Court's shameful inaction. Crucially, under our Constitution, only the House can impeach a judge, and only the Senate can remove one after a trial. Chief judges hold no such power. Yet, Moore has effectively bypassed this entire process. While Newman still receives her salary, she's blocked from her primary duty: hearing cases. This raises terrifying questions. Can any chief judge now arbitrarily deem a colleague cognitively deficient and force them out? There is no limiting principle to what has been done to Judge Newman, threatening the independence of every federal judge. The irony is stark when we look at other judges. U.S. District Judge Alina Ross of Georgia, for instance, allegedly used her chambers for loud sexual encounters with a married police commander. Yet, she received only a pitiful private reprimand and continues to hear cases. Meanwhile, Judge Newman, who has done nothing to dishonor the judiciary, is permanently barred from her responsibilities. The judiciary, where Alina Ross presides while Judge Newman cannot, is one in utter disarray. The Supreme Court could have halted this dangerous circus but chose silence, a disastrous decision with grave consequences for our justice system.